evening. Independent MHA Paul Lane has sent a wish list of sorts to Justice Minister Andrew Parsons. On that list, Mr. Lane is looking for increased camera coverage in the House of Assembly, changes to private members' motions, and as well the acceptance of electronic or online petitions. Well, Mr. Lane joins me in our studio this evening. Thank you so much for coming in.
And my pleasure, Toni-Marie.
So what changes do you want to make in the way petitions are presented to the House, and why?
Well, for me, this is just an opportunity to try to bring some much-needed reforms to the House of Assembly. And so there were a number of things actually on my list. These are just three that I've tackled so far. I have wrote, as you said, a letter to Minister Parsons in his capacity of chair of the committee that would be responsible for those matters. And in particular, when we talk about electronic petitions, this is something that's being done federally. The Government of Canada, you can go on their website, and there's a process that it takes you through to submit electronic petitions and all of the rules that are in place, the mechanisms around it, and it's an opportunity for more individuals to be involved in our political process. It's opening the House to the public, and if we can do it in Ottawa, I see no reason why we can't do it here.
You also want to make changes to the way cameras are used to broadcast the House of Assembly. Explain what you want there.
Yeah, well, basically what I've suggested right now, if you view the House of Assembly when it's opened, whether you view it on television or whether you go into the government's website and watch it online, all you actually see is the individual that's speaking at the time that they're speaking, and of course you'll see the person who would be perhaps next to them or someone who might be sitting behind them. But you don't get to see the entire House of Assembly. You don't get to see, what's going on, what's being said, if there's good order and decorum and people are paying attention and so on. You don't get to see any of that. And quite frankly, I've heard from a number of people who have gone to the House of Assembly and watched it live, and they weren't too impressed with what they saw, and they believe that there has to be something done to improve decorum and so on. And this is just one way, I believe, of doing that, to go with the wider angle shots so that people can see the full picture.
So do you really think people then will be conscious of their behavior, and if they're going to be on camera like that?
Well, you know what? I think it's only going to improve things. It's certainly not going to hurt anything. I think if members knew that at any given time they could find themselves on camera, and I think that it would certainly improve decorum and improve behavior, and it's certainly not going to hurt it. That's for sure.
Now we are quickly running out of time, but I do have one more question, because there's another item on that list, and that's taking the politics out of private members' motions. What does that mean?
Well, basically, Private Members' Day is an opportunity for, a regular member of the House who's not in the Cabinet to bring forth an idea for discussion and debate in the House. It happens once a week. And quite often what we see with these private members' motions is that they're loaded up politically. If it's a opposition party, they have a very long preamble condemning the government on everything they're doing. And if it's a government motion, you have a long preamble patting government on the back for everything that they're doing. And it becomes a very much politically charged debate. And quite often you see private members' motions amended for political purposes and so on. So I think that we need to take all of the politics out of private members' motions so that we put out solid ideas that can be debated in a professional manner, and then people can either vote for or against it.
Mr. Paul Lane, thank you again for coming in.
Not a problem. It's always a pleasure. Thank you.